Could be worse.
Damien called us out.
How's that?
He's like, time to lurk and wait, I guess. 1 minute late.
Aw.
Time for seppuku. I've disgraced myself. Alright, recording locally. All chats set. Time to do a quick share. Maybe it'll update now. Nope, still says succulents on this one.
That's
it's
weird.
So weird. Yeah, it does it doesn't update it on time. Maybe. And then on Twitter,
Damon, you've brought dishonor to your family.
family. I'll tweet it out. It takes a little while for it to like update after you go live. I just won't put it on Bookface anyway. Screw that. Let's do That's done. I guess we're gonna use YouTube's audio library, do a quick sound test. Better than no sound, I suppose. I just want it very low, so it should be very like in the background-ish. I'm gonna put the monitors on. You don't need headphones, do you?
Nope.
Nah. You can actually put your headphones in there and give me a level check if you want to.
I can.
If Lily hasn't ruined our headphones.
Yeah. Her new favorite toy.
It's like her favorite toy now. She just rips them apart.
She's trying to rip the microphone off, which I don't use, so I don't care.
Alright, well, I think everything appears to be going. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us today. Different stream than usual. No
Music.
first impressions. Music needs to go way down.
Like, I'd say half of where it is now.
Okay, good to know. I want it very low, so,
Yeah.
Another thing I could do is just adjust it on this. That sounds better to me anyway. Like, if I go like this. Strange. Oh yeah, there it goes. Well, actually it's about 7, 8 now. What about now?
I think it could go up a tiny smidge. Not
Okay.
much, though. Just a little bit.
Okay. We have an hour or so. We don't have any pressing engagement, but when baby wakes up, T's gotta bounce. But how's it going, everybody? I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming, and I'm joined with my lovely, beautiful, talented, amazing, extraordinary wife, T.
Oh, shucks. You're too kind.
You made a nice thumbnail while I was trying to brush up on this plugin. Today we're going to be doing a dev stream. In specific, we're going to be looking at Yanfly's Quest plugin, Quest Journal plugin. This was a special request by Silver Starlight, longtime Patreon backer, and you know, I haven't looked at this plugin in a couple years. How's the levels now? Are we about right?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, good. And I haven't really looked at it, like I said, in a couple years, so I don't really know. I'm not making a tutorial right now. I'm going to make a tutorial after this live stream. So this live stream is to prepare.
Just to learn how to
it's a
use it.
refresher course for
Yeah.
myself so that I can make a concise tutorial.
Yeah.
Because this isn't the easiest plugin to use in the world.
No.
And you actually have to have version 1.5 or higher RPG Maker MV to use it. So if you're using 1.4, it just doesn't work at all. There's some things that doesn't work. 1.5 was a huge change. It broke a ton of stuff. Almost everything at the time was completely smashed. All the plugins wouldn't work anymore. But it opened up the opportunity for a new complexity in allowing you to change parameters in the plugin, which was really massive, and I think it was a great addition. Hey Alexander, Ren Phoenix, and Damien. How are you guys doing today? Yeah, it broke so many things. I can understand why you're still with 1.4, Damien, because it was like a whole different engine almost when you talk about plugin complexity. And
You know what I did is, thankfully when I bought MV, I bought the standalone version. So my standalone non-Steam version is 1.4.1, and my Steam version is 1.6.2. And I can run them both at the same time.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So
I regret buying it on Steam only because you got a Steam key by buying it
Yes.
from the RPG Maker
You
web.
get both if you buy it from RPG Maker web.
Yeah, should have bought it there.
Yeah.
Oh well. Okay, that being said, I created a new project. Did nothing really, except I removed the built-in plugins. Added 3 plugins: the core engine, and then inside the core engine, I changed the resolution by just making it wider. That's it. Everything is still default. Added the message core. Didn't do anything in it, but I want to use the message core because the quest journal plays very nice with the message core. And you can use like icons and change the font size and the colors and add all kinds of fun bells and whistles and polish to your quest menu, your quest journal with the message core. So I'm using those 3 specific plugins, and I suppose I'll recommend using those when I put together the tutorial after this live stream. During this live stream, I will take requests for if you have a specific question, we may be able to help you. Maybe not, but we'll see. Just go ahead and ask it in the chat if you want. So, Silver Starlight's special request was a tutorial, which I'm going to put together pretty soon after this. But I need to go through and brush this up. So let's get started. I guess this is what it's going to look like. That's the command in the... Let's just start the game here. First of all, let me turn off some of the sound effects in the system here. I don't want to hear any music. I'll have my own. We're not going to be in a battle, so we don't need that. Actually, don't need... That's actually it. That's fine. And we'll go with a book. I'll make the journal the book one. Is there a book on here?
Mm-hmm. I use it for the...
There's the book.
Yep.
And the name that we'll go with is Learning... I'll just go with Yanfly's Quest Journal. I'm not going to put tutorial yet because this is not a tutorial yet. Let's just get rid of all the actors except for good old Harold. Window color, I'm going to set it to some green. And I think that's good to go. And we'll have the good old YouTube audio library in the background. Some RPG Maker and chill. Luna engine requires 1.6.1, right? Okay.
Welcome to the stream, Ed. I think you'll like it. We're learning a plugin today.
How's it going, Ed? Alright, so today we're specifically looking at Yanfly's Quest Journal. I haven't used it in a couple years, and so I'm trying to refresh myself on it. So just putting the plugin in, I only have the core engine, the message core, and the Quest Journal plugin. Just putting the plugin in gives you this quest block. So you have this immediately. So that's plug and play. You don't have to do any menu management or anything. That's cool. Ed says, what up? I'm an artist and I've been getting into RPG Maker. Have you been watching some of your videos here and there as I learn the engine? So I'm glad I got to make... Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in and good luck with your game. Ask any questions you may have about the engine. Alright, so it's plug and play here. We have available, completed, failed, and all quests. Let's look in the parameters. The thing about this plugin is most of it's controlled right inside the plugin parameters, which is a 1.5 edition thing. So what is this first one? Quest category window. Inside of here, available, completed, failed, and all. A list for the quest type categories. Okay. And 5 is empty because it's a cancel. the text used. Okay. And then the \I here is showing an icon number. So we can change the icon number just by changing this, the number inside of here, because it takes message core code as well. Failed all quests. I don't see a reason why you would want to change the text. Maybe end, change close to end, or all quests could just be truncated to all. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You might want to change the icons, I'd imagine. The window setting, is this like a buffer? You can change where the window is shown. Okay, what happens if I just say, I add 100 to the X and I add 100 to the Y? I think my process of learning may be different than other people's process of learning. What I do is I look at examples, and then I change one thing and I'm like, what does this do? And then I look at what it does. And then I'll change it back. Okay, you see by adding 100 to the X and 100 to the Y, it moved this box over. Obviously we don't want that, but with that we can move it around. That's cool. So I was in the first one, right? And then right here, this is for the first window. Let's put that back to 0.
Doug Smith is wondering if you've used the Galv Quest plugin.
I think so, yeah. I think it's a little bit easier than this one. I also used another one. I forgot what it was called. It was way back in 2016. I had like it was another plugin. It was an application, like a third-party application for a Quest plugin. It was like, I forgot the name of it. It's like Super Rays or Silver Rays or Blue Rays or some Blue Rays. I forgot the name of the engine, but I used it for a while. I think I have a tutorial on it actually. Gamius. That's right. Yeah, Galv's is a bit easier. You have more control with Yanflies, but you also have to learn how to control it. Let's the audio. You know what I should do is download just all of the YouTube library, spend like an hour downloading a bunch and then putting them inside of Foobar so that it just do a playlist. Is there a way for this to just autoplay? I don't think it's meant to be like that. I think it's meant for you to download them and put them in your videos, not really use them so much as a live stream format. But that's fine. So we've seen we can move the windows around. We can change the size of it here. We can customize how many rows we have here. How many columns we have. Let's change the rows to 2, the columns to 2. If we just change that, will it automatically detect the 4 that we have and put them where they should be? Let's see. I'm going to change one thing and look at it. Change another thing and look at it. Yep, it works just fine. Yeah, it's not quite big enough. We'd actually have to change the size of all of the things. We can change the font size. That's cool. I like that it does that actually. Oops, let's stay with the first one here. So it's going to have 4 rows on one column, and that'll line up nice. Line height, the font that you want it to use, the font size, any type of padding you want to add, alignment, actual opacity. Okay. Let's change the opacity to 150 and look what happens. The window skin we want it to use, we can add a different window skin. That's cool. Specifically for it. Let's do that. Okay, let's try adding a different window skin. First thing I'll do if I want to add a different window skin is open up another project I have.
I'm right here, Werewolf. I'm just working on my Game Jam game.
And it's not in JS, and I want to go to the IMG system folder. And I have some window skins in here, I think. Window 2. Okay, yeah, there we go. So let's take this window 2, copy this, and put it in another folder. The DevStream one. This is the tutorial one. IMG system, poof. Okay. Now when I look inside of this little drop box, it should show window 2. Let's have, when we open the quest log, use a different window skin. And I also changed the opacity. So that's 2 things I changed. Let's go ahead and save that. Launch that. Whoa, I think I'll skip that one. I think I'll skip that one too. So we can see it's kind of a green standard, but then we go to quest log. It made all the text just black color. Huh. That's a weird song. Well, I don't like how that window skin did that to it. So, and I didn't notice the opacity really. So, once again, I'm going to change these things back from 150 back to 255. Oh, wait. Opacity properties, quest category window. And then this is opacity for the window. Well, let's change 192 to 100. What opacity is this one changing? The background. Alright. But only on the top left one. Because they all have their own boxes. We're drawing 5 different boxes, essentially. And I imagine it's just the same settings, yeah. It's the same thing for each box, and you can move them around and resize them however you want. So I think in the tutorial I will mention, if you want to move around and resize the boxes, you're just going to go down to window settings. Change the X, change the Y, and whatnot. This is a weird track. I don't know if I'm really into the YouTube audio library too much. It's got a lot of stuff, and there are some good ones in there. But anyway. Okay, so I guess we can skip past this quest menu now. This is resetting the sizes and everything. Let's get into the quest list. This is the real meat of it, right? Everything before that is how do you want it to appear. And then this is more of like, okay, let's set up a quest and see how to use it. So for the first one, untitled quest, we'll say first quest. And you can change the icon, of course. From 88 or 87, let's do one. Actually, I don't know how many is in this default one. Let's change it to 25. Random number, first quest, 25. What type of quest? We can... Where do we define new quests? And then where do we define... Oh, this is text. But the type is specific. Main side, character, and tutorial quest. Where are we defining the types? I think it's got to be in one of these, right? Okay, this is window, but then lunatic mode. Before it creates the windows. Wait, what's happening here? Background image used for the windows, window layer. Oh, you're gonna have to put in some JS if you want to change this. Lunatic mode makes sense. You're gonna have to do the community management. You're gonna help me with community management. I'm very split here.
I'm keeping an eye on it. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
If you get a specific question, you can help me out.
Okay.
Silver said thanks.
Yeah, she's at work right now, but she'll watch it later.
Cool. Well, I plan to make a tutorial that will be more straightforward if you don't have a lot of time.
Listening, this is just we're learning how to use it, and then the tutorial will come up later.
Yeah. You can really customize a lot with this plugin, more so than with Galv's. If you want to add JS, you can make it look very, very different. For the windows, close, quest status for when you add. This code will run anytime a quest is successfully added to the quest journal. What if let me open up a document real quick. Okay, so this is cool. Instead of having to manually, let me preface this statement. With this plugin, whatever plugin, you control it with plugin commands, the changing of things, but it only changes what it shows in the menu. It won't actually change your items or anything unless you give it custom Lunatic mode code to do that. So you could essentially automate it through the JS here. That's going to be a little bit more complicated, and I don't think I'll do that in the basic tutorial. But let's do something here. So this code is supposed to run anytime a quest is successfully added to the journal. So let's make a message pop up. I don't know. We'll change this. That'll just say you've accepted a new quest, right? So no, we'll do game message.add.
So Galactic God says, I wanted to get rid of the difficulty level of the quest, but I can't seem to get rid of that option on the quest page. I can leave it blank so that there is no level listed, but it still says difficulty level on the page, but it's just blank after that.
Okay, we'll look at that in a second. You want to get rid of the difficulty level, so you just don't want it to show difficulty level. Okay. What is it going to say? You've accepted a new quest. And so now all we've done is make a message. Show a message that says you've accepted a new quest. We can change other stuff as well, like put a face, but we don't need a face.
Who needs faces anyways?
We can set the position, we can set the
Faces
background. We'll leave it default for now. And we'll change it if we need to. And then this is, you can have code run whenever it removes a quest, code run whenever you've completed, whenever you failed, and whenever a quest is available. We can also manually put that in, like in the event itself, as typically you would do that. But I just want to test this to see if it's working like it's supposed to. I have no doubt that it is. Let's see, change description. This code will run anytime a quest description has been changed to a particular. I don't know if we want a lot of pop-ups, you know. I suppose we can combine this with the Gab window. But the Gab window handles a lot of things through plugin commands. So putting plugin commands in a script call is not necessarily, it doesn't always work. Like you can script call plugin commands. And then this code's going to run anytime a quest rewards become shown, anytime they've been hide, whenever you claim. This code will run anytime a quest reward is claimed, deny, normalize. What does it mean, normalized? And then this will run anytime a quest subtext has been changed. So I love that this is included. This gives you a lot of flexibility. We've changed one thing in here, so whenever a quest is added, we should get an extra text dialog that says you've accepted a new quest. Okay, so quest 1. Okay, so I want to refer to Galactic God's question here.
Mm-hmm. He wants the difficulty level to be removed from the quest page.
Okay, and Damien's saying, what sent you a useful tool for MV dealing with plugins, and feel free to share it.
With T's Jams.
Okay.
With me. Share it with me.
Okay.
Always share with me.
Sure. Plugin help viewer. Come in handy so you don't have to copy plugin help files into a notepad doc. Unzip it into your MV folders and then add it to MV through the tools options. Was this freeware? Are we allowed to share this? Who made this? You don't have to copy plugin help files into a notepad document. Yeah, but like you can right click and open help files from a lot of boxes now. I think I will add that though, just not right now, Damien. Let me go ahead and I will download it real quick and then show in a folder. And I'll share this with T like you asked. Okay. Of course, you could have just sent it to T, but that's fine. It's fine. You can't be bothered to do two things. It's fine. I'm just messing with you, bro.
Damn.
Okay, I sent it to T. Good thing we got that Nitro, Discord Nitro. I can upload up to 50 megabytes.
Nice.
It's 12. I think it limits you to 8.
Yes.
Before
8 is
you have
the limit.
Nitro.
It's very annoying. I seem to make a lot of things that are 9 megabytes, or 8.1.
Yeah. Okay. So our current task really is to figure out how to remove difficulty from showing up. Right?
Yeah.
I think I know how to do it. Okay. So there's 2 ways to show the entire log. You can have everything in one text. Title, it uses like percentage, right? Maybe it's not here. Let me scroll down here, because Galactic God, I think that's possible. It's cool that he's including the defaults here. In case you accidentally overwrite the defaults, he's like, here's what they were. That's kind of...
That's me, overwriting the defaults. Making things and not backing them up. Totally me.
Setting up the quest title window. I mean, the help file is immaculate. It's just fantastic for this plugin, for most of Yanfly's plugins, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So here, quest data format. This format is how the data in the quest data window is shown to your players. You can use various text codes to make your quest data window more vivid to your players. And everything is handled by this % number. So %1 is refer to the title, %2 refers to the quest difficulty. So if you go and overwrite the display to use this format of display, you simply omit the %2, I believe. But where is that anyway? Is it in Quest 1? Hold on. Quest data format. Is there a thing that says format in here? Because you've got, this is %1, and then difficulty is 2. So all of this is handled through, like, I think a JSON right here. Is this a JSON? This is JSON, right? I think so. But then it's like organized by the engine in a nice, easily viewed way. Like, if you look at this long string of text, it's like a nightmare to deal with. But if you look at it like this, you can be like, oh, I can change the type here, I can change the difficulty here. It's pretty convenient. But where is it that we can edit the quest data format? Is that down here? No, this just gives you 100 quests. That's pretty awesome. Maybe in Lunatic mode. Format. Change subtext. This is code that runs when things happen. Show command, enable command, auto place command. This is good and necessary if you don't use main menu manager, so it automatically adds it. And we'll just call quest, we'll call it journal. All right. Yanfly's QJ actually says in the difficulty, if you decide to keep it there, that probably means it can be removed. I'm pretty sure you can. You just have to use you have to edit the quest data format. Hey Drag, how you doing? Well, I mean, that's the nature of things, Christian Micah. You know, it's been out since 2015. It's 2020 now, so I think in a year or two we should have, you know, word of a new engine, and then a lot of people will come back and check it out at least a bit.
What's up, Drag?
Quest data window. Here it is. Oh my god. It's like in my face. Thanks, Damien. This is what I'm looking for. So, I believe anyway. Data settings. Quest journal, quest data format. Here it is. Here's the format. So simply, if you want to get rid of the level, the difficulty, I think you just move this. In fact, all I'm going to do, since this is JS, I'm going to just comment out that, and now we should not see a difficulty.
Beautiful.
So Galactic God, just a heads up. Let's see if it works first, but here's what I did.
He's driving to work, but he'll come and watch this
Go to
later.
Quest Data window inside the parameters of the Quest Journal plugin. It's under Quest menu. And then Quest Data Format, double click in there, and comment out the second line where you see %2. And then hit OK, hit OK, hit OK. Let's see if it removes the difficulty from the format. I changed the quest to say journal. We don't have a quest, so we can't see. So let's make a quest and see if we've removed the difficulty from the quest. Oops, wrong button. Let's make a quest. We're going to go to the quest journal now. It's time to make a quest. Inside here, we're going to say first quest, and actually instead of first quest, we're going to say gather apples.
About
whatever.
time you get here, Barrel Claw.
How you doing, Vero? So our first quest is to just, I don't know, gather apples. We'll keep it a main quest. The difficulty should be gone. You should see no difficulty, but we'll see if it's gone. From Drifty. This is a quest from me, the NPC who gave it to you. The location and Drifty from New York. Yeah, it's a quest from New York to gather apples. The description of this is the first. This is the default quest description. What is the second line for? You can insert multiple entries. Let's just do the first one. Drifty asks you to gather 3 apples from the map. 3 apples. That's it. 3 apples and return them to him. Okay. Boom. That's the quest. We don't need the second one, right? So let's delete that. Boom. We can have multiple blocks of entries there, but I don't think we need to. Simple. Objective list. These are the objectives. So the thing you want to do first is gather an apple. And then we can do another one. Gather the second apple. And then this will be gather the final apple. It's the final apple.
I don't know, Werewolf. You know, I didn't realize the possibility, or like, how do I word this? I didn't realize how versatile the default, gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I didn't realize how versatile the default assets were using plugins until I started trying to make a game for this jam. The little game that I have going here is, like, it's got mechanics that I've never personally seen before. It definitely looks default, but it doesn't play default. He really, Yanfly specifically, really opened the engine up so that you could do so many things with it. I think I'm using, let me see, how many Yanfly plugins am I using so far for this game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 16 are Yanfly plugins.
I was reading while you were doing that, so yeah.
I'm reacting to a comment.
That's good because I was trying to read. Okay, so I've set up the first quest, but we still have to give that quest to the player with a plugin command. So let's go down to where we get to the plugin commands and see what's the actual syntax for that plugin command. Is this here?
I agree, Vero. It's been a lot of fun. This is the most fun I've had making an MV game, I think.
Okay. So we're not going to have the quest at first. We've added some JS code to run whenever we accept a new quest, so a message should pop up saying you've added a new quest. Also, we have probably removed the difficulty from...
We'll see.
We'll see. So now I just need to add a plugin command to like an auto run. Mm-hmm. Or actually I'll make it a little character that we talk to the character, and so if we don't have it, then we do, huh?
Make him a chicken. Chickens are trending.
I love it. Let's do that. Okay. What's the plugin command to add a quest now? That's the question I'm going to have here. Main menu manager, we're not going to mess with that. We don't need it right now. Some script calls. Total quest available. There's a bunch of Lunatic stuff we can use. This is cool. We'll get into details later. I just want to get some basic stuff. Open quest journal. Open quest journal to this. Quest journal show. Quest journal hide. Quest journal enable, disable. Quest add X. Okay. So what we're going to do is this one. Quest add X. So let's make a new event over here. It's going to be Drifty.
Oh, Silver, dropping $10. Thank you, Silver.
Hey, thank you so much for the super chat. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, you didn't have to do that.
You've been a really good supporter on Patreon, and I really appreciate you. That's why I'm doing this.
And we will be putting up, if you missed it earlier, there will be a specific tutorial for
this. This is not the tutorial. Yeah, this is me figuring out what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then later on, today or tomorrow or whenever I can, make a tutorial on it. So you want me to make a chicken, you said?
Yeah, make it a chicken.
Or
a dog or something.
Drifty the chicken.
Yeah, he's stepping.
Is going to say... Cock.
I love it.
Gather me 3 apples. Cock. Okay. Oh, the chicken has a face. We could give the chicken a face. Come on, the
Yeah,
chicken
give
needs
the chicken a
face.
face.
Why doesn't the chicken have a face?
Yeah, right there.
There it is.
It's the chicken.
It's actually a cock.
It is a cock.
But what we're going to do is plugin command, and we're going to say quest add 1, because we created quest 1 in the plugin parameters. Now we're going to use the...
Oh my gosh, that's such a simple plugin command.
Quest add 1. So we should have nothing in our quest journal. We changed it to name journal. So we have nothing here. But then if we go...
Talk to the chicken.
Talk to Drifty the chicken. Gather me 3 apples. You've accepted a new quest. That's the plugin. That's the JS. We did this with Lunatic mode.
That's
so
amazing.
It pops up every time. We don't actually
you
have
don't
to
add it every
include
time.
it in the event at all.
I love that.
And now let's see if it actually did it. It shows it.
Oh my gosh.
We actually changed the icon. Gather apples is electric.
Look, there's no difficulty.
It does keep the difficulty.
Oh,
no, level easy peasy. Is that the difficulty?
Is it? Is it gonna say? Oh, look at you got the 2 slashes. After gather apple, you got the I don't think that works. I think you have to delete it.
No. I think I know what I did wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so Galactic God is trying to figure out how to remove the whole level thing from the plugin. So let's figure that out. We go into the parameters. We go into quest data window, and then we're going to go into quest data format, and then from here. Okay, so word wrap and then %1. And so what happens after %1 shows the name of the title, I'd imagine. And then what happens after %, but then it says level.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Damien.
And then %2. Okay, here's what we do. Yeah, you're right. All you have to do, it's not gonna take a line break. It's not gonna take a double slash. It looks like it's using like.
It doesn't like your double slash.
No.
It's like, you know what? Miss me with that double slash.
Miss me with that double slash. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to remember. I'm going to take this and send this to myself real quick as a reference because I remove stuff. I don't need to do that. Forget it. I'll figure it out. Here's what you do to remove it, Galactic God. You delete it.
Oh, my gosh.
You delete it, I think.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So I deleted the whole thing.
Consult with the chicken.
I deleted the line break. I deleted the color codes. I deleted the text that says level. Then I deleted the %2, which shows the difficulty of the thing. So the quest itself will still have a difficulty, but it won't show on the log because it doesn't need to. If your thing doesn't need it to, if your game doesn't require it to. So now, if we look at gather apples,
my gosh,
I have to go to the bathroom. So
It's
continue doing amazing quest stuff, honey.
What? I don't even know how to use this.
You have to do good stuff.
I haven't really been paying attention. I'm making my game, and because I can't use custom assets, I'm putting my weapon animations in the animator because the animator rotates them. And so instead of just having like my weapon like boop show up because I have custom weapons, I'm putting it in the animator so I can rotate it and my character will actually swing it. Then you can get hit in the head with a trash can because everybody loves getting hit in the head with a trash can, right? Also, it's funny. I needed a tire, but the default assets only has 3 tires, so you're gonna be able to smack people with 3 tires because YOLO. Why not? So that's what I'm working on. I'm just making animations of my custom weapons. I had to make a parallel process to listen to player input and decide what way they were facing so that the animation wouldn't like come out of the back of your head or, completely the wrong direction. So I'm doing that too. But that's really simple. That's easy. It's the animator that's difficult. I mean, not difficult. Tedious. That's what I'm looking for. It's 4 animations per weapon. There's 6 weapons. What's 4 times 6?
24.
Thank you. 24 animations for weapons.
I'm back. All right. Okay, so I feel like I've already learned so much. We've learned how to make stuff happen upon every different like action, like whatever request is added or removed or completed or the reward is given. There's a custom section that lets you add code to that something that so that you won't actually have to manually say you've accepted a quest, you've completed a quest. You can put that in with code, so you don't have to add it to the event. So that's great. We've also found a way to change the format, the way that it, from what it shows. You don't actually have to say who gave you the quest or the location of the quest, or you can add your own things in here as well by changing the format with JS. And it's not like it's complicated JS; it's pretty simple stuff. And we also learn how to resize the boxes and move the boxes around, so you don't have to have available, completed, failed quest. You can change all the names of the text. You can change the window, the screen background, the opacity level, the font, the size of the font, the color of the font. You can move them around, like I said, so you can have this little box up here and this box down here, or you can resize it and have it so that it shows these four across the top, and then underneath it says the name. You really resize it and change it however you want, which is kind of cool. Then you can have the objectives and the description and objectives. Okay, so what we need to do is continue on and learn the sequence of events, because all of the plugin commands, they just change the journal. They don't change what actually happens. So this plugin also requires that you have some basic knowledge of switches and variables to actually do a quest. So let's do the first quest. Let's make a new event here. It'll be action button below characters, but we'll make it be like, do I have an apple icon? Is there an apple icon?
Yeah, there's an apple icon on the... Oh, you have to...
This is the world one. I can
Nope.
change it, though.
You have to get the awesome Yanfly, again, icon set that was sized up from Ace to get an amazing apple.
Not icon, honey.
You said icon.
Right, but I mean...
No.
I'm not talking about your icon set. I'm talking about it's actually a character,
No,
right?
no apple characters.
So what we're going to do is this tree.
Yeah, that'll work.
And this is going to be apple. Nope. Apple. There we go. And so what'll happen is when you interact with it, I guess it'll say pick, show yes or no. Cancel will be no. We'll do show text. Pick this apple, yes or no. You don't actually have to do text and show choice. You can just have it do the next thing where you pick up the apple. So we'll do whatever, some flash, show animation on this event where we pick an apple by doing the slash effect. We wait for it to complete. And then what we'll say is, you've picked an apple. Sure. Trying to make this as basic as possible. And then what we have to do is somehow control the fact that we picked an apple. So we're going to use a variable. We're going to go to, instead of using 3 switches, we're going to use 1 variable. And on the first, we'll call this apple picked count. So it'll start to 0, it'll default to 0, but what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 to it. Now that will tell the game where we're at, right? That'll tell us where we're at in the actual... Let me get this music going. That'll tell us where we're at in the game. Oh, this YouTube audio library is not good. It's nice that I have it, though. I appreciate it, but could be better. But this didn't update the window. So we need to look at the plugin to do a plugin command. And what we want to do is update, right? We did something. So this will trigger the first quest. So we're not adding a quest, we're not removing a quest, we're not actually completing a quest, are we? We're completing objective, right? Show X objective, quest X, show objective 2. Replace X with the quest ID you wish to alter the objective of. Replace Y with an objective ID you wish to make visible and hidden. Quests can show multiple objectives at once. Okay. So we need to complete the first objective and show the second one at this point. We're not changing the description. Here's what I'm looking for. First of all, we're going to do quest 1, complete objective 1. And then we're going to do quest 1, show objective 2. We're going to set those as plugin commands. Quest 1, complete objective 1. Quest 1, show objective 2. Now, here's the complexity. What if you can pick them up in any order? What we have to do is a conditional check to make sure that, because here's the scenario, right? I have 3 of these, and one says complete 1, show the next, show 2, one says complete 2, show 3, the other one says complete 3, complete quest. But what if I just go straight to the last one, it completes the quest? So what I have to do is check to see where the variable is at now. So in here, we're going to do a conditional. We're going to say conditional branch, check variable, basically. We're going to say if the variable is equal to 1 now, and we'll do an else here. If the variable is equal to 1, then we're going to say show quest 1 complete objective 1, or quest 1 complete objective 1, quest 1 show objective 2. But then in the else handler, we're going to put another conditional. And we're going to say if it's equal to 2, we're going to say quest 2 complete object, no, quest 1, sorry, quest 1 complete objective 2 and show objective 3. And then we copy this and we paste it in the else handler. We're going to say if it's equal to 3, we've done all 3. So at this point we're going to say complete objective 3, and instead of show objective 3, we're going to complete. So we don't do this one, we do another one, but I forgot the syntax, so let's look at it again.
Another one.
DJ. Quest complete. I think I hear baby waking up, but she might just be going between naps. I don't know.
Yeah.
Quest 1. She might go back to sleep.
She might. We'll see. See what happens. If she gets loud, I'll leave.
At this point, I guess we're just going to complete objective 3, or we can say quest 1 complete all objectives because it's the end. So if by some crazy method the game bugs out and you didn't, no, you don't always want to do that. Let's just complete objective 3. But then how does it say, is there a thing for complete quest?
Probably.
Does normalize reset them to default, like where they're not completed? Like not failed and not completed, but like still like pending? I think that's what normalize does. I'm not sure though. I think we just have to complete objective 3, right? Oh, here it is. Set quest completed. But we do that when we talk to the chicken. So, okay. Set, replace X values with integer values representing the quest IDs you wish to set as completed, failed, or available. Why is there extra? Because you could do multiple at the same time. So what we're going to do is just this one. Quest set complete 1. Replace it with easy one. I think that's what we do at this point. So when we come back and talk to this guy, first of all, I have to do some basic stuff by saying self switch. We turn self switch A, new page. This is our chicken when we're at self switch A. This is pretty basic stuff here. So, you know, we talk to him, we get the quest. We don't want to accept the quest multiple times. So once we have the quest, he's right here showing his face as the epic cock. Epic cock. Still waiting for those apples, he says. But then we had copy and paste this page, and then if variable picked apple count is greater than or equal to 3, and self switch is on, then he won't say still waiting. He'll be like, "Bakak, thank you for apples." Here's a potion and ether. And you could put in icons for those as here, but it's irrelevant at this point. Maybe for the tutorial I'll polish it up a bit. Alright, simple, simple. But we have to do the command, the plugin command. So we're going to do plugin command, and we're going to say, what? Why did it not remember my copy? I copied it, son of a beach.
That happens to me sometimes, and I don't understand why.
Frickin' copied it. I found it, and then I copied it, and then I did stuff, and it didn't remember. But I got it. It's fine. It's fine. Copy it. Are you sure you copied it? Control C. Okay, you copied it.
Hopefully.
Right here, and the plugin command. So I don't want to have to type it. I just want to paste it. There we go. Can't have a space there. Don't need a comma there. So quest set completed 1. All right. So all that's going to do is say we've completed the quest, but we need 3 of these, right? So if you interact with this one and you grab it, you say yes, you get the apple. Should we award an apple? I think maybe since it's a quest item, we'll add an item as a key item. So let's go ahead and add an item as a key item. We'll just change the maximum here and add this to. We'll call it cock apple. Don't ask any questions. A cock is asking for an apple. It's just a drifty named cock. I mean a cock named Drifty. Quest apple. And we'll set this to no scope, never occasion, not consumable, no price, key item. Simple as that. Simple as that. And now what we can do is when you say yes, you get awarded the item. And we can just change the items. We'll get the cock apple. Don't ask any questions about the name. It's just an item. It's just a key item. And we need to let the player know we got that. You've obtained /it, no, I, item icon of 5, right? You've obtained a cock apple. It's just an item. It's just an item. And we'll put that as dim middle, I guess. Why not? Oh, sound effect is always good too. Bloop, bloop. So let's play a little sound effect. As a matter of fact, let's do animation. Player can get laser beam. No. A confusion. I love it. Confusion. What? You got a cock apple. Okay. We don't need to wait for it though, because I think it should go with the confusion. Animation should go with the text. So start the animation and show the text at the same time. All right. So yes, when no, nothing happens and nothing changes. And then afterwards, we're going to show the slash animation. No, if they say yes, we start with the slash animation. We say you've picked an apple, which we already kind of did that, but it's fine. And then we show the confusion, you've obtained an apple, And then we're going to take that and put that. You obtain the apple, change the variable by adding one to it, and then regardless of yes or no, you can put this anywhere. It could be in yes, could be in no. But what we're doing, actually, we do need to put that in yes. When I think about it, because when no, nothing should happen. So when you say yes, you do all this stuff. Then if it checks to see where you're at, right? Is it +1? If you're at 1, then complete quest the first objective, because we can paste this around and it should still work no matter if we get the third one first or the second one first. But we also need to find a way to remove this one out of it. So at the end, also the last case doesn't need an else. It just doesn't need an else, because if it's not 1 or 2, then it's got to be 3, because what we're going to do is at this point, we're going to do a self switch, and it'll be gone now because we've harvested it, so it doesn't need to be there. Self switch A on, new page, nothing happens with self switch A, bada boom, it's empty. So let's copy this, let's paste it here, and then we'll start there. So this completes objective 1, shows objective 2, completes objective 2, shows objective 3, completes objective 3, and then we also are controlling the variable ourselves. At that point, it will, if we've accepted the quest, then it'll complete. One other thing I noticed, though, is these will be here whether we're on the quest or not. So what we should do is make a conditional branch to see if we're on the quest. Now, should we do this with the plugin command, or should we just do this with the switch? If there's a built-in thing for it in the plugin, we should use the built-in thing. If not, then we'll just use a switch. I try not to use switches unless I have to. So let's look at the plugin commands we've got and see if there's something that can help us check to see if it's on or not.
Somebody's saying the level is in HTML, not
What?
JS.
Sorry, say it again.
Somebody, I'm not reading this name, said the level is in HTML.
The level is in HTML.
Mm-hmm.
What's it? What are we talking about?
I don't know. It's Drifty. It's in HTML, not JS. Maybe
I know what he's talking about. The difficulty level. The slash didn't work to remove it.
Oh, so you
because
have
it's
to
an
use
HTML
an
tag.
HTML comment
Right.
tag.
So
right.
you remove the tag, the line break, and the whole line, the whole
right.
tag.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, Barrel Claw. Actually, I'm working on my own game. So I'm seeing tires and lead pipes and rocks, fish, and what else? I got boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing dancing around in my head.
Okay.
Not chickens. Although I should make it so you could beat somebody up with a chicken, shouldn't I?
If you want to. I mean, that's up to you, really. We still have to award. Okay, I need a check. Let's use a switch. It's easy to use a switch. So what we'll do is, once the quest has been given, we're going to give a switch. We can eliminate self switch A at this point. And instead of using self switch A, we'll use a regular switch. So we're going to do a control switch. We can still check another event self switch with a script call, but it doesn't need to be overly complicated. So we'll just say got quest 1. So if we currently have quest 1, instead of got, we should say have quest, because technically when you beat it, you shouldn't have it anymore. But if we say got, then it really doesn't matter what you name these things, but in a sense it helps it to keep you organized. So I'm going to say have quest 1 switch is on. We'll get rid of the self switch A, and we don't need self switch A, we don't need self switch A, but at the same time we actually still do need something to check for that.
Say
so we'll
self
say
switch 5 times fast.
Don't. I'm already wrapped up.
Do it.
Okay. I'm fine. I think it should work. We've done a lot without doing any playtesting, so we need to do playtest. We need to try to break our own quest. Can we get these things with... Oh, yes, we can. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. We need to encapsulate this whole thing. Well, actually, we don't. We just need to do it right here. So if you have quest 1, this event will be here. Simple enough. If you have quest 1, these trees will be here. We can also make it so that it would show the trees, but you can't harvest them. It's really up to you what you want to do. Like, you can still show the trees, but you won't be able to harvest them. Encapsulate them in a conditional of the switch, and so they'll show there. And then if you don't have the quest, you can say there's no reason to pick these apples. Or you can have it so that the enemy you're trying to fight doesn't appear until you're on the quest to kill him. So it's up to however you want to do it. So gather me 3 apples, and then once you've accepted the new quest, they appear. And we don't actually have to pick the first one here. We can pick any 3 in any order. Wait, before I say yes, I want to look at my journal. It should have updated. We're on a quest to gather apples, right? And so here's our quest, gather an apple. That's our first objective. Our description is to gather 3 apples in return. So it shouldn't go uncompleted until we do all 3 and return. So let's see. If we go right here, pick this apple. You picked an apple, you've obtained the apple. Cock-apple. Shut up, shut up. And it's still not completed, but look, now it says we're still the same description. The first one has been completed. It's got the blue circle. We can change the icons to be whatever we want for completed and not completed. The second apple has appeared. All right, we can go in any order and get any order of apples. Picked an apple, obtained a cock apple, and our journal should have updated. Gather the final apple. Okay. And then get this apple. You've picked an apple. You've obtained a cock apple. At this point, we should have another thing that pops up that says you've successfully gathered all 3 apples. Return to Drifty to complete the quest. So let's add that real quick. It will be in all 3 of these events. So at this point, before the self switch will, when it checks and sees that we've got them all, we'll do another show text that says you've gathered all of the apples. Return to Drifty to complete the quest. We don't have to yell at them. And I'll just copy this and paste it into the other 2. Essentially the same thing. And when we go here, it's going to yada yada, still waiting for the apples. And then if we have all 3, it'll say quest set completed 1. And then we need to give the awards, right? So at this point, we need to award a potion. So let's give it, the plugin itself won't automatically give those items. Let's just test it. Let me just test it. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure it's not going to give those items. We have to manually give those items. Wait, it won't do a test play unless I have it closed. Okay. Okay, gather me apples. You've got a new quest. The journal says, like it's supposed to. Okay, good. Right here, we'll pick up an apple. You can pick them up in any order. The journal's been updated. Gather the second one. Got the apple. Journal has been updated. Gather the final apple for a potion. Pick the apple. You've gathered all the apples. Return to Drifty to complete the quest. The journal still shows is not completed because we have to deliver them. So now if we go here, he says, thanks for the apples. Here's a potion and ether. He didn't give us the item, right? We have no item, even though the plugin said that's what we get. Let's look at the journal. And it shows as completed now. So because it's as completed, it doesn't show as well. See how this is white? It doesn't show that we got the rewards. So we need to, I don't know why that's, I guess it gives more flexibility. But we need to add a couple of plugin commands. we need to manually award the. Here's a. Let me finish that line, and then I'll go back to another thing I'm thinking about. Why did it only show potion and not potion and ether? But that's fine. I'll go back to that. We need to add the reward given. Right. So let's go to the plugin command that says show reward. Sometimes you can make a quest that that doesn't show you, like, there's a reward, but you don't know what it is. So I think that could work as well. If you do question marks, I like to know what you're going to get. Quest X, claim reward Y. So will this plugin command give us the item? I don't think so, right? Because we didn't specifically pick an item. We just said potion, right? So let's go ahead and copy this. Quest 1, claim reward 1. In fact, we can go quest 1, claim reward 1 to 2. Because I think I offered both, but it doesn't show in the plugin command. Or the journal, quest journal. So at this point, we'll do a plugin command. And we'll say quest 1, claim reward 1 to 2. We're supposed to get 2. But we haven't claimed it yet. Before I actually give the items, I want to see if that will give the items. Like, if that quest thing, I don't know how it would work. I think I'd have to look deeper to see if it does. I'm almost positive you have to manually give the rewards yourself. Oh, another thing we didn't check to see. Will he say, I'm still waiting for the apples if we don't collect them? Still waiting for those apples. Yeah, it does. Okay, so let's try a different order. We'll check this one first. You picked an apple. Journal. Yep, it still works no matter the order you put it in. You got it. That's 2. Get the final one. You got it. Just say return the apples. Check the journal. It's still all the same. But the potion reward isn't quite there yet. Thanks for the apple. Here's a potion and an ether. We don't have the potion or the ether, but if you look at the journal, it will show you that you collected the potion. You see how it changed the color from white? It turns to yellow. I thought it would go to blue, but it went to yellow. That's fine. You can decide what icons show for uncompleted and completed in there. So let's remedy 2 problems. I think in the quest itself, I thought you were supposed to get 2 rewards for quest 1. So let's go to quest 1. Let's go to gather apples. We've removed the difficulty, right, from the data settings. Rewards list. So here we have potion and ether. To make other rewards appear, enable them through the /C4 visible rewards /C. So the C is color. So visible rewards plugin parameter, or by using a plugin command to make them appear. Visible rewards plugin. Visible rewards. Okay, so the visible rewards are right here. Because we only have 1, it will only show us the first one. But we want to award the potion and the ether. So right here it shows the rewards list, and the first one is potion, the second one is ether, and it won't show 3 because in visible rewards we're not highlighting 3. Well, we're saying now show 1 and show 2, so we fixed that one, easy. But now we manually have to add them. So let's do that in the event itself. At this point, when we've completed the quest, we say claim rewards 1 to 2. So we're going to add items. So simple, change items, potion, increase it by 1, add items, ether. We don't have an ether. We'll make an ether. Oh wait, magic water. This is ether. Okay, simple as that. Instead of 6, it's 2 because we changed the name of an item. Okay, boom. Now let's see. Actually, we also need to maybe do a pop-up when you've completed a quest, I think it should do a pop-up. But I don't want to, let's get some music going here. I don't want it to, I don't want to have to type, you've completed a quest, every time you complete a quest. So luckily the plugin does handle that. If we go into the quest journal, and we go into Lunatic mode, we find it, complete objective. So we can make something happen when we complete a quest. So we can do like game message dot add. You've completed a quest and collected the rewards. Now this will be different between each quest because all quests aren't going to have the same reward, so I don't want to say you gained a potion and ether here because this is JavaScript Lunatic code that's going to run after you complete every quest. So what we'll do is on the event itself we'll manually say what you get, but it'll be fine because we're going to be able to see what we actually got because we have to manually add them anyway. So we'll show a message, show text that says you've obtained a item icon of 1 potion. Come on, I can. Oh yeah. Potion and an item icon 2 ether. Boom. Middle. And a little bit of fanfare would be great too. A little sound effect. We don't need an animation, but let's do sound effect here. Play SE. A little bit of a... I don't want it to be long, just like a little... There we go. That's nice. It's a pleasant sound. Saint 5. A sound effect. You've obtained a potion and an ether. Boom. At this point, we don't want to click on this and have it run this same code over again and again. So here's what we'll do, self switch A. So what we'll do is we'll turn self switch A on, and we'll just do a new page with this guy. And if self switch A is on, it'll be Drifty. Thanks for these apples. They are the bomb, yo. And that's it. And then he'll just repeat that over and over at that point. Because remember, it'll play the highest possible page for conditions that are met. And the only condition here for page 4 is self-switch A. So if any point self-switch A of this event turns on, it won't do any of these other things. It'll only do this page. So when we turn self-switch A on after giving the items, it'll no longer play anything before that. So once you complete the quest once, it's over. You can do a repeatable quest, and maybe I'll do that as a separate tutorial or something. But I think I've got what I need. Let's double check it first. I think I have what I need to make the tutorial. So maybe I should do that on stream and just take this local recording and then clip it and just take a piece of it and edit that as a tutorial, because I'll probably do it as an edited video anyway. So we have no quests in the journal. Before I start the tutorial, I'm going to double check that it all works. So we have our quest to gather apples. We see our rewards, potion and an ether. This time it's showing both. Thankfully, that's working. Our first objective is to gather an apple, and we know our full description of it. We need to gather 3 apples and return it to him. So we can go in any order and get any of these apples. Let's get this one first. Pick it. Yep. We've got it. We've got the apple. Okay. Check our journal that it updates properly. Yup, it's updating properly. Let's just grab a random second one. Got it. You completed a quest and collected the rewards. Nope, that's not right. Nope, that's not right. Hold up. Oh, what's happening? Hold on, let's see. Why did it say you've completed a quest? That was the JS we just added, huh? Because that's an objective completion. I'm glad that this is why we test things. So, quest. Oh, this is lunatic mode stuff that we put in. Quest complete. No. See, I did that in the wrong. I put it in objective complete. That's why there's a problem. Let's take it out of objective complete. We don't need a pop-up for completing an objective. It's commented out. That won't matter. We want to put this in the whole quest. So quest complete. Put that in there. Okay. Save and reload. Alright. They won't be there until we're on the quest. You can change that, right? You can put it however you want. We got a quest to get the apples. We get the apples, we can pick them in any order. We get the first apple, we've already checked, we know it works. We didn't get the little thing that says you've completed the quest in between because you don't. Okay, let's get the third one. This is where I was at in the last one. Now that we've gathered all of them, it'll say, you've gathered all the apples, return to Drifty to complete the quest. We still haven't completed the quest, so it didn't pop up. We do have the 3 key items, and in the journal, it shows gather the apples. We've got all 3 of those complete. And then here, thanks for the apples, here's a potion and ether. You've completed a quest and collected the rewards, and then you've obtained a potion and an ether. So here's the thing about using /II. You don't need to type it. You just do II. So to fix that bug, all I have to do is say, you've obtained II1 and II2. Not typing it out manually ourselves. So that's the last test. I'm pretty sure we're good at that. But I do want to see and check if we did get the items. We do have a potion and an ether, and we lost. We did not lose the 3 apples. So that's one more thing we have to do, is we have to remove the items that we said we gave away. So at this point, when we award the items, before we actually claim the reward, before we complete the quest, to make it make sense actually, we're going to take the cock apple and decrease it by 3. And then we complete the quest, we claim the rewards, we get 2 items, sound effect, show text, self-switch A, boom. And also plugin command, right? Oh yeah, these are the, yeah. We complete set 1, and we claim the rewards 1 and 2 for quest 1. And that's pretty much it, isn't it? I mean, I think it's ready to do the tutorial. What time are we at? Should I do the tutorial live and then edit? If I do, I'm going to not play music, and then I'll add music in post. That way I can add a bumper and stuff. So this song's over. Potato deal. Yeah, so I'll do it with no music. We'll go over the plugin, and I want to make it under 10 minutes because, gosh, I want to make it like a 6-minute tutorial. I know it's going to be like 15 minutes, isn't it? Oh, let me read some comments real quick, and then we'll do the tutorial that I will edit and put up later on as like a, all of this whole live stream will be condensed down into like 10 minutes, hopefully. Hey, Arrow Razor, how are you doing? Krista Micah, how's it going? So that's how they make cocktails. You can also start the HUD quest tracker that automatically updates an objective so you don't have to go to the menu to check. Oh, right. Right. Okay, let's add that too. That's a good idea, Ren. So let's just jump them to that page, right? So we'll show that it's completed. So there's a plugin command that just kind of puts you there. It'll be like quest journal. Isn't there something that opens it to I'm sure there's something that opens it too. I'm almost out of time, so I think I need to do the tutorial now. But let's go ahead and figure that out real quick, and then we'll move on to the tutorial. Obviously, there's a ton of stuff that we could talk about and work on and do. Open to X. Quest journal open to X. So we'll put this plugin command at the end so that it automatically opens before the self switch A. Alright, I'm going to do this plugin command. Open to 1, right? And we'll test this real quick. That way it opens it up and the player doesn't have to go back and manually look at their thing. Condense all this into 10 minutes. Good luck with that. That's the idea of making good tutorials. Make them as informative as you can, but also as short as you can. Got the apples, we collected the rewards you've attained. Now what it should do is open the menu and show us quest 1. And it does. But look, quest 1, it goes here though. Because quest 1 as available, I actually don't like that at all. I want it to be here. Is there a way to open to completed quest 1? It's down here somewhere. Plugin commands. Open journal 2. Quest add. You know what? I don't think I want to add that because it opens up to the wrong spot. It'll open to quest 1. I think what you want to do is open this quest 1 as soon as you accept the quest, not when you complete it. So let's just do that. We'll include this functionality, but at the beginning, not at the end. So let's take this plugin command, and once you've accepted a quest, it'll open up. So we will open journal to 1, and then at that point it'll show it in the right spot, so you know your quest. You can escape out and complete it. Last test, I think, and then we'll do the tutorial. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. It was seamless. It was beautiful. We accepted the quest, and it took us right to the quest. We hit escape. You've accepted a new quest. Maybe we should have it say you've accepted a new quest first. But the thing is about that, it'll do that after you've accepted the quest. So maybe I do this, cut this, and then at this point, it's not going to auto run at all. So it's going to switch pages, put it there. Let's try if I put it after the switch. I don't think it's going to work like that. The nature of the JS is it opens up first. And then it says you've accepted a new quest, which may lead people to think that they should go back and see, oh, I thought I accepted 1. Did I accept 2? Don't really like how that works. What I can do is maybe make an auto run. This is overcomplicating it. I don't need to have that. But I'm going to do it anyway because I think it's just going to work better. So I'll try to brush through it. So if we have quest 1 on, this will be an auto run with an erase event. No, not an erase event. Self switch A. Control self switch A on. And then new page if self switch A and nothing happens as a action button. So what's going to happen here is boom. So why did I do it like this? Well, let's see. Let's see if it works right first. Now, when we talk to the guy, it'll say you've accepted a new quest, and then it'll open up the quest. That's what I want to happen. And it's easy to do. It just adds another event, you know. It still didn't do it right. it opened up immediately instead of playing that code. Why? Why does it do that? Because the switch is right there, and then that doesn't make sense. So okay, so what I'm trying to make happen is this code that we have inside Lunatic mode that says you've accepted a new quest, which we might just move. This is supposed to run anytime you've successfully added a quest to the journal, but there's a delay. The auto run on another event is happening before this JS is actually being initialized. So I don't like it. I'm going to comment it out. I'm actually going to comment it out. We illustrate that we can do stuff with this already. We don't need to do it twice. When we complete a quest, it's showing a message here. And you could do JS to add whatever you want. So we're still showing this functionality without adding that thing. And by doing this, we can remove this whole event, take this plugin command, and put it in the same event after this. And delete this event. So it opens up and shows you the quest. It doesn't need to say, you've accepted a new quest. Why? Because we open up to the log and show them that they have another quest. So that makes more sense to me. And we're still showing that you can JS your way into having stuff autoplay. So there it is. That's better. Let's make sure everything works kosher. And put together a 10-minute, it's probably not going to be 10 minutes, 10-minute tutorial on how to use this plugin and make it sound easy. The idea behind these tutorials is to make something that could be complicated seem very easy, and then you inspire people to be like, oh, well maybe I can do it because it looks easy. And then if you give them bullet points, it actually is easy because you follow bullet points and it's easy. So we're still not done because we have to deliver. We deliver it, yada yada. This is the JS. You've completed a quest and collected the rewards. That's running as JS, as Lunatic mode. And that'll run after you complete any quest. You get the items, and you got them, and you lose the thing. Okay, so that's it. Let's do a tutorial, all right? You guys ready to do a tutorial? Where are we at on the recording? That way I know where to look. An hour and a half in. Okay. An hour and a half in. We're going to do the tutorial. You got this, cutie. I love you, baby. Okay. And I'll add music and post and stuff. I hear the kids, too. How's it going, everybody? I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming, and welcome to an RPG Maker MV tutorial. This is a special request by Silver Starlight. How to use Yanfly's Quest Journal plugin. So let's jump straight into it. I'm going to use 3 plugins to really maximize the usage on Quest Journal. The core engine, the message core, and the Quest Journal. We're not going to mess with anything on these 2. You just want to have them for functionality. So jumping into the plugin manager, we're going to go straight into it. Let's look at the plugin manager and the parameters for the Quest Journal. Most of what's going to be happening is going to be controlled through the parameters. I'm going to go through it very quickly and try to talk about a little bit of everything that you see here. Of course, you want to read the help file when you get a chance, but if you don't have time, maybe this tutorial will be helpful. It's pretty much plug and play as to when you load it into the game, it'll automatically load it to the main menu without having to use Yanfly's main menu manager. So you put this plugin in, and it will actually allow you to have that automatically added. If you don't want it to add automatically and you are using Yanfly's main menu manager, you can change these to hide. So this first command here is going to be the name that appears in the main menu. So it's Quest by default, I believe. I changed it to Journal, but you can put it on whatever you want. You can have it like Beast Quests or whatever, right? And then you can have it show, enable, or automatically placed to disabled if you only want this to appear later on in the game. In the Quest menu, you have a bunch of different categories here that you can mess with. One thing to note is you have to have the RPG Maker MV Engine 1.5 Plus in order to use the functionality of this plugin. So if you're using an old edition of RPG Maker MV, it will not work, sadly. So 1.5 Plus only. So let's look at the first one. Originally, before 1.5, it would all be in this JSON string, and it's unreadable and it's completely annoying to look at. But In 1.5 Plus, you have this structure tab that you can organize nice and neat using JS inside the plugin, and Yanfly has done a great job of actually organizing this so that we can make sense of what we're looking at. So here's our category. We can decide what the 4 categories or 5 or a million categories are. You change them right here. So this is what quest types you have. You have available quests, you have completed quest, failed quest, and then it show all quests, and you can categorize them by that as well. Moving on, the first one is going to show you, you can use message core icons as well. So we're using icon 192 to show available quest. And then %1 is going to show the quest number. Then we have completed quest. And once again, we're using an icon and completed. This is basically like, what do you want the text to say? You can make the text say different things here. And then this is for all. So it's up to you if you want to change. Maybe this will be back or end or something, but you could change that however you want. Inside this thing, since we're looking in the first one, the category windows, this is the top left one, so it's showing the X and Y position of 0 and 0. Now, what are we looking at here? This is looking at the size of the window that we're looking at, and where it's being drawn. So it's drawing in the top left corner and using this width and height. It's all customizable, and you can change it all, and you can pretty much move everything from the default around. So the next thing we're looking at is rows and columns. You can have this like four columns in one row, 4 rows in one column, and you want to keep this number to be a multiplicative of the number of things you have inside the category. Now, why is it 4 and 1? Because we've got available, completed, failed, and all. So we want to have our combined sum of 4. So 4 times 1 is going to be 4. We can actually have 2 rows and 2 columns, or 1 row and 4 columns, or if we add more up here, we can display these differently, like 5 rows and 1 columns, or whatnot. This is the line height. This is the font. You can choose a different font for your journal, or you can use the game font. You can change the font size, the padding, the alignment, the opacity of the font, the opacity of the background, and you can even select a different window skin if you want to for that. Moving on. We got to get a lot of information in a short period of time, so we're going to jump into the next thing. So this is the same exact thing. The only difference is where it's drawing a box and the size of that box. So pretty much all of these are going to be very, very similar. This is the data that it's going to show, and then where it's going to show that data, and what that data is going to look like. So change these however you want. I can illustrate quickly what would changing it do. So if let's look at the built-in, the way it's going to look from the default. It'll say quest, but in mine I renamed it to journal. So if you open it up, you go down, you see that you have journal. You've got a bunch of windows, 1, 2, 3, 4 windows to be exact. But if we change the numbers, we can change where it's drawing these, and we can change all the parameters of that. So just to illustrate that it's possible, if I wanted to move that, let's change this to X50 and Y50, and let's do graphic widths divided by 4. So we're changing the size of the window and the where it's drawing. Of course, this is going to look bad. This is not what we want. I just want to illustrate that you can move these boxes around with relative ease. You see, now we've moved the box around and we've made it smaller. It doesn't make it look any better here, but I'm sure if you're creative and you customize it enough, you can make it look like your own thing. So I'm going to quickly restore the defaults and move on. So this was set to 0, this was also 0, and this was divided by 3. So that's going to put that box back where it's supposed to be. So all 4 of these are doing essentially the same thing. Let's move on to the next thing. The Lunatic mode is something different. This is a very cool feature that's added. What this is going to do is basically let you have code that runs at different intervals at different times. So in the quest menu before the windows are created, you can have JS that runs before windows are created, after the windows are created. Say you wanted a particle effect to play right after it draws all the windows. So it draws the windows and then it shines on the completed. It shows particle effects. You can do that here. Also, when you close it, you can have like an animation play right before it closes. So it shows like a zoom in thing and then it closes it. So you can do all kinds of different things. When you add a quest, you can have some code that plays. When you remove a quest, When you complete a quest, you can have some code that plays. If you don't want to manually put in your events, you've completed the quest. You can go in here like I have and do a game message.add and say you've completed a quest and collected the rewards. Now what this is going to do is save me from having to do a show text every time I complete a quest. And there's a bunch of these. These are just locations of the wins of where you want to actually add the code, right? This is where you want the code to run. So when you get the rewards, when you add the subtext, etc. Now the next thing you have is a a plethora of locations to add quests. In fact, you could go into the plugin and modify it and do some copy pasting and add a lot more quests if you really need to, but you don't have to. I think most games will be fine with 100 quests. Let's look at a quest. This is the bulk of it actually. So I've added a quest in this example demo. I probably should have showed it at the beginning. We'll show it now, but I'll show it after we go through the parameters. So you have a lot of ways to customize it, and you could actually change the way it looks in the menu. This is a special request by Silver Starlight, but we also have a special request by Galactic God in here, who asked to remove the difficulty to remove the difficulty entirely from the journal, right? He didn't want to show a difficulty, so we found a way to remove that, and I want to go over how to remove that. If you go into Quest Data Window, you have these, you have lots of things that you can mess with. And if you go into Quest Data Format, you can decide the way that it draws the whole menu. So if we double click on that, I've removed a line. Before, we had line break, color 4, and it had level right here, just like this, color 0. You actually don't need to do 0 because when you do \C, it defaults to 0. So you could just do that as well. And then we did %2. And %2 is going to show the data that's stored in the difficulty. But Galactic God was saying even when he removed the data that was in difficulty, it would still show level because he didn't go into Quest Data Format. So to get rid of this, all you really have to do is go into here, which is, somebody told me it was HTML format. You just remove the line. So if you don't want to show a description, if you don't want to show the location, if you don't want to show which NPC gave you this stuff in the journal and the log, you just remove it and it's not there. If you want to add other things inside the menu, you can do it right there. And you can see we have a nice little legend right here. %1 is going to refer to the data that's stored inside the title, %2 is in the difficulty, so on and so forth. So we've removed the difficulty entirely. Okay, the next thing that we want to look at is actually the quest, the meat of the thing. So right here is the name of the quest, and you can decide what icon to show. You can decide what category you want it to be in. You can decide the difficulty, in which case, even though it still shows it here, because we've changed the data format, it doesn't show this inside the format. So there you go. We've removed it. We can remove as many things as we want or add as many things as we want. It's really versatile. The next thing we're going to show for the first quest, we're going to be into the specifics of the game, what is actually happening in the first quest. So we're going to have to do a lot of stuff inside the events, but we need to set them up inside the parameters. So the first quest I know is going to be from the first NPC, Drifty, location New York. You don't need these. Like I said, you can remove them. And then you're going to give the description. We're going to say Drifty asks you to gather 3 apples and return them to him. You can add multiple descriptions. If you add an enter and put in more things, this is a new paragraph. You can add more descriptions if you want, but we don't really need to do that, so we're going to get rid of this. So you can add as many text paragraphs as you need for this description. Our objective list is right here as such. You can add each new objective on its own line, and remember, each line is going to be a new objective. So the first objective is to gather an apple, the second is to gather a second apple, and the third is to gather the final apple. And we're going to split this quest into 3 parts, and then we're going to show the visible objectives. You can alternatively show all of the objectives by going like this and showing them all, but I want to show them one at a time to minimize what's shown. So I want to say, when you accept the quest, you know the description of the entire quest, you know what you have to do in its entirety, but then I just want to show the player the first thing they need to do, and then we use plugin commands to show 2 and 3. Then is the rewards list. You can put whatever you want in here, and keep in mind you'll have to add your rewards manually through the add item, but you can show the player what they're going to get by showing the icon and the name. Alternatively, you can use \II for item icon instead of just showing a random icon and then the name. You don't actually have to type the name. You can just \II1, \II2 would also work. This is doing nothing because we're not showing 3. You can see this is on line 3, but the next thing we're saying is visible rewards. In this quest, we're only going to show the visible rewards for 1 and 2. So even though this little help text is on 3, it's not going to show this to the player because we're not showing rewards 3. The next thing we're going to look at is the subtext, and because we're not showing any subtext, this is not going to show up at the bottom. I think. I need to look at that. There might be some subtext there. But yeah, you can add a little, like a line at the bottom if you need to add a line at the bottom. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's the entire thing. Literally, we went through all of them in a quick fashion. But let's illustrate the events, and then I'll go through the events. I want to put some gameplay in the middle of this because I didn't do it at the beginning. So here's our quest giver. You can see that it's just a blank map with the quest giver, Drifty, the cock, gather me 3 apples, and then after we hit, we talked to him, we have now accepted the quest. We've used a plugin command to open the menu and show the quest that we're on. So our quest is to gather apples for Drifty, and here's our description, our first objective, and the rewards. And everything is there. We can escape out of this menu. If we want to look again, we go into the journal. It is there now as an available quest that we're currently on. So we can accept any of these. We can get these apples in any order we want. Because of the way I designed the events, and I'll show you that. So let's get this first apple. You've obtained a cock apple. Don't worry about it. It's an apple for a rooster, for a cock. It's just an item. We put it as a key item. Let's look at our journal. We can see that we've got our objectives have updated. You can see the gray icon has turned blue because we've gathered that first apple, and our second objective is now showing gather the second apple. And let's move on. We can get the second one in any order we want, but we're going to get this one. It's the same thing. It'll say yada yada. You've obtained a cock apple. Get that. Go to the journal. And you can see that the second icon is now blue. And now we are on to the third thing. Gather the final apple. And let's go get that third apple. We get the third apple. We picked an apple. Now something else is going to happen because... well, this is still in the event. You've gathered all the apples. Return to Drifty to complete the quest. We haven't actually completed the quest yet, right? So we go to all quests, or we go to available quests. We see it's still there. It's not completed yet, even though we've got all 3 apples. But if you see the description, part of the quest is to return them to him. So we haven't fully completed it yet. So we haven't got our rewards yet. Let's go ahead and return. Let's go here and return those apples. Thanks for the apples. Here's a potion and ether. And now, this is part of the JS. You completed a quest and collected the rewards. That is actually running through JavaScript, through Lunatic mode, because of the Lunatic code we put in inside the parameters. So whenever we complete a quest using a plugin command, we don't actually have to type that into the event because we're doing that one time only, and then for every quest we complete, it'll say that. But then we do in the event what you actually gain, because each quest you should get probably something different, so you do that in the event itself. We've obtained a potion and an ether, and if we talk to him again, he's going to say, thanks for these apples, they're the bomb, yo. One thing I didn't show you was if you try to talk to him before you getting those apples, he just says, I'm still waiting on those apples. But now you can see it's no longer available. It's in the completed quest, and if we scroll down, you see these have turned from gray to yellow, illustrating that we've collected those rewards. So let's go to the items, make sure we've got rid of the cock apples, we've got rid of those apples, we don't have any, but we do have a potion and an ether. So we collected our rewards, and we've done the thing. So let's look at those events now. So we have a few events, right? We have a starting location and a blank map in our quest giver. Very, very simple quest. Show some text, we're going to use a plugin command, quest add 1. Well, why are we using 1? Because that's the quest we put in the parameters. And that's going to update it. It's going to add that to your quest log, but it's not actually going to do anything as far as setting the quest up. You still have to understand basic switches and or variables in order to do quests and stuff. So we're still doing those manually, but the quest log is just keeping the player informed on how to do those things. So the control switch is have quest 1 equals on, and then we do a plugin command to open up the journal and show the player the quest that they're on. So we turned a switch on, manual mode, and then we did a plugin command to show the player that quest that they got. And then because it's going to try to run these in order from highest to lowest, self switches A isn't on, these two things aren't yet there yet, but we've turned on a switch, so it's going to go to the next page. Have quest 1 is on, but this isn't set yet, so it's going to go to page 2. So if you tell him, if you talk to him again after accepting the quest, he's just going to say, still waiting for those apples. But if you've got apple pick count up to 3, it's going to do this. We're going to come back to these 2 pages. How do we get this variable to 3? Well, we have another event. This is the same event, literally copy-pasted, to be the same thing, so that doesn't matter what order you pick them in. Look at this event. It's very simple. It's below characters, and the trigger is action button. The conditions are have quest 1. And remember, this is the switch that's turned on when you talk to him. You have quest 1 is on. So when you talk to him and accept the quest, these will appear. You could keep these visible before you talk to him, like you can see the trees are there, by enveloping all of this in a conditional and just having it do nothing if you're not on the quest. So you can still show them. You don't have to make things invisible until you're on the quest. It's just a matter of taste. Do you want them to be there as a distraction or not? I decided to make them invisible until they're relevant. That way the player doesn't look at them once and exhaust that event as something that they don't need to mess with. But now that these are visible, it's going to ask the player to pick the apple if they've tried to interact with it, then to show choices. If they say yes, we're going to do some flavor stuff with showing animations. Show the text saying you've picked an apple, change the items by manually adding the key item apple, play another animation for flavor. Let the player know they've got that item. Then we're going to control a variable manually. So we're going to change apple pick count plus equals 1. So we're not setting, we're adding to 1. And then we're going to run a conditional check. Now this is going to let us copy paste the entire event as many times as we need to do this. So you can say collect 10 fish, you make the fish a single time, you copy paste it 9 times. So you're saving yourself a lot of legwork doing it this way if you're going to do these fetch quests type of things, which every RPG has fetch quests in some way, right? So we're going to do a couple plugin commands. This is quest 1 complete objective 1. Because quest 1 is the quest that we're on, and the first objective is what we've completed if we've met the conditions of the apple pick count is equal to 1. Because we're adding 1 to it, it's 0 by default. So if we pick the first apple, we've completed the first objective. But then we want to show the second objective. So we're going to do another plugin command, quest 1, show objective 2. We're going to do an else handler on this because there's a chance that we've already picked an apple. So if our apple pick count is equal to 2, which means we've picked 2 apples because we picked 1 and then we picked our second one, then it's going to complete quest 1 objective 2. So we'll do a plugin command quest 1 complete objective 2, and then we'll do quest 1 show objective 3 to move it on, show our progression. Another else handler, same thing's happening except we're doing a conditional that checks if that variable is equal to 3, in which case quest 1 complete objective 3 is done. We don't need to show objective 4 because there is no objective 4. At this point we're going to let the player know we've gathered all the apples but you're not done with the quest yet. We have to return it to Drifty to complete the quest, and then we end no else handler because it's the end. That ends. Then we do a self switch A, that way it doesn't repeat this process over. If you happen to say no when you're asked to pick an apple, then nothing should happen and nothing does happen. So if self switch A is on, then it goes to this page, which is blank with an action button trigger. So nothing is going to happen at all. And that's how you handle that. You literally copy paste that because we've set it up once and for all that you can have pick 10 apples and you paste it 7 more times and it'll work just the same except you change the number here. So we were here, right? And we were on have quest 1 as a condition as well as apple pick count greater than equal to 3. So if we've completed the quest, our apple picked count variable should be equal to 3. I did greater than equal to 3 because that's the way the engine is built. It should have more functionality, but that's the way it works. And it works fine for this instance anyway. So at this point, he's going to say, hey, thanks for the apples. Here's your reward. But we have to manually add and subtract those items, because the plugin doesn't handle any item manipulation. The plugin is only handling the display of what you've received and the display of what you've done and what you haven't done, just the way that it looks, not the actual stuff that's going on in the background. All of that stuff that's happening in the background, the player has to handle manually through these change items. So we're taking those key items away. Then we're going to do a couple of plugin commands to let the player know that they've completed the quest because they've turned in the apples. So we're going to do quest set completed 1, and the 1 is because it's quest number 1. Then we're going to say quest 1 claim reward 1 to 2, because there's 2 rewards and we're going to claim them both. So for the first quest, set them from gray to yellow. You can change the icons. They don't have to be those little circle orbs. They can be whatever you want. Change them from 4, 1, and 2 for the first and second slot. And then, like I said, the engine doesn't give you those items. It'll just say that it's giving you those items in the quest log. So you manually give those items. Change items: potion +1, ether +1. This is flavor text. You don't have to do this, but I recommend you do. Do a sound effect, something pleasant to player, so the player knows they got it, and it like good success, positive feels. You've obtained a potion and an ether. Once again, we're using Message Core plugin for this, /II1/II2, so that it'll show item 1 and item 2. It'll show the icon, so it'll show like the potion icon, and then it'll say potion, and then ether. And then you do self-switch A on, because we want to not have it just collect reward after reward after reward. So at this point, if self-switch A is on, it's only going to do page 4, because once again, it will try to play the highest number page in priority over anything else. So if it meets the conditions for the highest number page, it will only do that page. At this point, this event has self-switch A on, so it will only play this event over and over and over on this page contents. So at this point, you talk to them as many times as you want. It's just going to say, thanks for these apples, they're the bomb, yo. And that is the end of that. And if you look at your quest log, it'll say completed. And wow, I don't know how long that was. And we did it live, ladies and gentlemen. We did it live. Thank you so much for watching this special request RPG Maker MV tutorial. Hopefully it was helpful to you using Yanfly's quest journal. If you have any special requests, put them in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like more content like this, as well as back us on Patreon. Links in the description below. If you'd like us to play your game on stream, we have a reward for that, for first impressions. It's a $20 tier. Patreon is a link in the description below, as well as you can get that done for free if you interact with our Discord bot. We've coded a bot using Node.js and SQLite 3 so that you can basically get a first impressions for free if you play our game. We made a Discord bot play our game, get enough points to redeem those, and we'll do a first impressions for you as promo or critique or both. That's that. That's going to do it for today's live stream and tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, you guys. I love you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be Friday, 2 o'clock EST. And we'll probably do a first impressions or something. Stay tuned on the Discord for what that actually is going to be. And hey, look, we did it under 2 hours. We learned the plugin. We did the tutorial. Love you guys so much. I gotta end it now. We did the time. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Mwah. Special thanks to Silver Starlight. Bye bye, guys. And that's the end of the tutorial. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to read off the names in the chat. We're going to end the live stream right now. Axel Rosetto Drag, thank you so much for helping us code Cyber Baron. I really appreciate that. Cheers. How about that? I don't think I need to edit that at all. I'm going to leave it. I stuttered a couple times. It's fine. I'm going to leave it, though. I'm going to leave it. It feels natural. I've heard people say, like, oh, I don't like it when you cut out the spaces where you're breathing because it feels unnatural. And I get that, too. Especially if someone's following along. Like, they need a little pause to, like, do what you're doing, right? And when you edit it, you're cheating, right? You're like, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. So I will edit it because I need to add a bumper and an end screen thing. But, like, that's it, really. I'm going to leave it mostly all one take. How long was it? I don't know. Was it like a 10-minute? It was over 10 minutes, wasn't it? That was over 10 minutes. I think I got stuck like twice, but like only for a few seconds. I don't know if anybody will even notice. I'm going to read off the names in the chat, and I do got to end it. I got to pee. It's been 2 hours, and I'm sweaty. I got to open this door and turn on the fan. Skepsis D, Damian Floyd, love you guys. Axel Rosetto Drag, see you guys. Tease Jams, my lovely, lovely lady. Thank you so much. I love you, baby. GRG Reviews. I'm scrolling up. I know it probably deleted the majority of the beginning of the conversation, but that's fine. Arrow Razor, Charzanico XD, ZL Entertainment, Christian, Micah, Vino, Rin Phoenix, Light of Ruin Gaming, X, Kuroyiki Dev Games. Holy shit, that's a long name. L1TE of Ru1N Gaming X, Kuroyuki Dev Games. I think Light of Ruin is what I'm going to call you. Thank you, Light of Ruin. If you tune in next time, I'm Kuro-chan from Kuro Yuki Dev Games. Would you prefer Kuro Yuki Dev? Kuro-chan. I guess when you say I'm this, you prefer Kuro-chan. I hope I remember that. It took me a long time to remember Nat. It took like 10 streams for me to get Nat down, which is another person who's like got a different long name and prefers to be called something short. I'll try to remember that, Kuro-chan. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. ZL Entertainment, Rin Phoenix, VeroClaw23, Ekaterina Stadnikova. I like the art you sent me today. Keep it up. I want to see you get that colored. It looks pretty cool. Good job with the animation. Damian Floyd, my dude. I think I've already said. Doug Smith, thank you so much for tuning in. Werewolf CZ. Cyphus, thank you so much. Imagine if Yanfly made an ABS. I know that'd be baller, right? But he's out of the game. He's done, you know. He's got banking software to write. You know, he's hard at work with banking software. Thank you again, Silver Starlight, for the super chat. I appreciate that. I didn't expect any super chats. I thought this is payback for, you know, you backed me on Patreon, and I really appreciate you. I'm glad you're there, and I want to say that, like, I will go out of my way to try to keep you to make you feel that I do pay attention to my patrons. Pharaoh Claw, Alexander Burkle, Rin Phoenix, Kristen Micah, Werewolf, Skepsis D, Alexander Burkle. I'm getting some repeats here. Dragon Damien, Galactic God, of course, did contribute. We did learn something because of Galactic's request. Hopefully you found that helpful, right? Orochi Samurai Ed Conant. Thank you, new viewer Ed. Thank you for tuning in. I have some really old and cringe tutorials, but they get so many views that I don't want to just make them private because they still compete like with newer stuff, even though the audio is just complete shit on my 2015, 2016 videos. I don't know what to do about it. Like, I'll listen to some of my old stuff, and the music is so fucking loud. Like, it's so loud you can't hear what I'm saying, and I'm like, how did I think that was good? How did I think that was good? Oh my god. Anyway, thank you guys. Sean T, new guy there. I literally figured out how to use this plugin. It's pretty awesome once you understand it. Yeah, cool, man. Anybody else? Anybody who's lurking? Anybody who I forgot? I gotta go now. Love you guys. Mwah. See you tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow, 2 o'clock EST. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. 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 The real Tron. See ya. I see ya. Lux Trooper. I see ya. It's Bay Blackbeard. I see ya. Bye. See you guys.